Hi, this is Chef Jason. We're in the teaching kitchen today, and we are going to be working with acorn squash. These are items you will see in the grocery store, and maybe you think these are really pretty for the holidays, but these are actually delicious. They're easy to make, and they are affordable. So let's get started. All right, so the first thing we want to do is we want to put the squash on the cutting board on its side, and then we want to slice off the stem end and the flower end. All we want to do is make sure it's flat. We can set these aside. Now we want to stand the squash upright on one of those flat sides that you just cut. Now, either with a serrated knife or a chef's knife, all you want to do is cut this right in half long ways. Just that is going to expose the center. Next step is we want to remove the seeds and the pulp. So all we want to do is grab a spoon, a little container, and just scoop the insides right out. All right, once that step is done, we're going to take that squash, we're going to put it on its flat side again. Again, either with a chef's knife or a serrated knife, we are going to cut this into 1-inch strips that are going to look just like this. So now that we've got our acorn squash sliced, it's time to season. Now today, I'm going to use a mixture of salt, pepper, garlic powder, and Italian seasoning. But the seasoning that you use is up to you. I mean, this dish can take a lot of different types of seasoning. You can go in a bunch of different directions. But today, I'm going to use those. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some olive oil, get that into the bowl, and give this a little toss so it's coated. You can also go in there with your hands. All right, next come our seasoning. So we've got some Italian seasoning we're going to put in here. Give it a little toss. We've got some garlic powder. Black pepper. And some kosher salt. Now we're going to roast this in the oven for about 25 to 30 minutes. Kind of depends. The timing is going to vary on your oven and also the thickness of the squash. But what we're looking for is a really tender flesh. So if you put it in the oven and you check it, insert a knife into it or a fork, and if it gives you a lot of resistance, it probably needs a little bit more time. Now, the way that we are going to set this up, grab yourself a sheet pan or a roasting pan, line it with parchment or foil. Just make sure that these seasonings are really nice and coated on the squash. And then we are going to lay these out right on the sheet pan. Now, there's a lot of variations you can do with this as far as the coating. Like I had said, you get a different type of seasoning blend and use it each time that you make this, and you'll have a completely different dish. You can also incorporate Parmesan cheese into this seasoning mix, which will actually coat the outside of the squash, which is delicious. But get creative with it. All right. So we're going to take this pan, we're going to pop it into a 425-degree oven for about 20 to 30 minutes, but we're going to check it right around 20 just to see how we're sitting. So our acorn squash is out of the oven, and we can check to see if it's done by using a fork. We just need to stick that fork in there, and we can see that once we stick that fork in there into the flesh, we're not getting a whole lot of resistance. It's kind of sliding in nice and smooth. That's how we know it is done. So we can go ahead and plate this up. And you can go a lot of different directions with this, like I had said before with the seasonings, but also think about maybe serving it with a sauce. You can actually whip something up, which would be great with this. Those different seasonings that could work. You could go a Mexican route, an Indian route. Try your own seasoning blend. Your guests are going to love it. Family's going to love it. So you can just serve it as is, just like this, or like I said, maybe a little bit of a sauce. This is a great, affordable way to use a seasonal item that's not only inexpensive, but delicious. It looks intimidating, but it's really not. As you can see, when we cut it up, all we needed was one long, straight, sharp serrated knife or a chef's knife. Scoop out the innards, slice it up, and it's ready to go. The skins are edible. The flesh is edible. You can certainly peel off the skin if you don't want to eat it, but this is a great way to utilize a seasonal product and put your own twist on it. Enjoy. And just remember, if it tastes good, you made it right.